guys. So I'm Liz Reeson. I'm a registered dietitian and I help busy moms to balance hormones, increase their energy, and lose weight and keep it off, all while enjoying the process. So today I wanted to talk about, because I'm very excited, I've been getting a lot of questions on different symptoms that people are like, is this hormones? Is this food sensitivities? What is this? So I wanted to kind of go over top 5 signs that your hormones are out of balance, because I think a lot of this stuff we might not realize are related to our hormones. We might not realize that they're as big of an issue as they are, because we tend to, as moms, as women, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner, right? And so we'll ignore little signs that our body is giving us. And those signs can be really important to listen to so that things don't build up and blow up down the road and make it so much harder to lose weight or so much harder to, rebalance your hormones, get your energy back, and just feel better overall. So today I'm super excited about this topic because it's going to help you to realize what you should be paying attention to and how you can help to support your hormones and your overall well-being and energy and everything that we want to have nice and healthy for life. So please, you can also help share this video with other people, tag a friend, or comment below. Let me know questions you have and get the conversation going, because I do want this to be a conversation and not just me telling you things. All right, so I'm just going to jump in a little bit here, give you a short little clip onto why I'm focusing on hormones and why this is my passion. So I actually started with a lot of gut issues and energy issues and weight gain, but I didn't realize that hormones were really at the root cause of it. And so that didn't come until really I was starting to think about having a baby. And so I was about 27 when I finally, dug in, identified hormone imbalances, really got my work together here, and was able to get my body back into a much better place before I had my first child. So now as a mom, looking back, I know just how important that was. And then even just how much your hormones are affected and change with childbirth and the busyness of being a mom and putting yourself on the back burner. So it just becomes more and more important as we get older to really be putting our health and our well-being as a priority, because there's really nothing coming off of our plate. We're just getting more and more on our plate. So we need to keep ourselves as a priority and in the front of our mind, and keep our bodies nice and healthy and be listening to our bodies, because if we don't, things will just pile up down the road, and you don't want that to happen. So these are 5 things that I have found with working with women that they tend to ignore and put on the back burner. So number 1 is going to be brain fog. I hear so many women who are like, yeah, I've just always been like this. I can't really think clearly, or I just feel like cloudy head, my memory's bad, but it's just me. It's just me. It's not just you. It's your hormones, and we all have them, and they can definitely be affecting, but that is something that we can heal and get better. So you do not need to deal with brain fog or poor memory, poor recall. Those are things that we can definitely support and balance. So do not ignore that. That is a sign. Especially to an interesting thing, if you're tracking your cycles, pay attention to that as one of your symptoms to track. Because if you're noticing that brain fog is getting worse, halfway through your cycle, mid-month, or maybe right before your period or with your period, those are all signs, because what's going on throughout your cycle are those hormones are fluctuating. And when I say hormones are fluctuating, I'm talking about estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Now we have another lovely hormone called cortisol that is fluctuating on the daily. So cortisol has a huge impact. It's kind of the biggest one out there, because if your cortisol is out of balance, it is going to affect all those other ones. So that's another one. And what I would say with cortisol is going to be your energy. That is our stress hormone, but it can deplete our energy pretty quickly. So if you're needing, this is the second sign, if you're needing 7 cups of coffee to get you through your day, or you're needing, something in the afternoon, maybe a lot of sugar, carbs, you're craving because you're like, I just feel like I need energy. I need something quick, something to get me up off the couch because I really physically feel fatigued and defeated. That is not normal. low energy as a mom, yes. Part of that we're always going to have until our kids are up and out of the house. But and then who knows, because you're still worried as a mom. But the fatigue, that really low, can't get off the couch kind of energy, that or your eyes are really heavy and you just want to take a nap, that should not be something that you deal with. So that's another sign that you should be paying attention to. And again, something that you can track as a symptom throughout your cycle and kind of identify if this is getting worse or if it's correlated with a certain time in your cycle, whether that's mid-month or end of month, right before your period. So something to pay attention there too as well. So far we have brain fog, we have needing 7 cups of coffee, so being very, very tired and fatigued in the day. And then another one that people may not put with hormones is going to be bloating and constipation. So I do get a lot of women that reach out and they say, I don't really have the hormone issues, but I have a lot of gut health issues. I've got bloating, I've got constipation, or just change in bowel movements, that kind of thing. That is still related to your hormones because our bowel movements are actually a big way that our body is going to eliminate hormones from our body. So if we're not having that, if we have constipation, then those hormones are not being eliminated from the body, and that is going to cause hormone imbalance. So another reason constipation is connected with hormones is because one in particular, progesterone, can slow down our gastric transit, so the movement of things through our gut. And so higher levels of progesterone throughout your cycle, which would come, the second half of your cycle with your period, then that is going to be a correlation as well. So another thing you can track with your cycle. And then bloating. So bloating, there are quite a few hormones that are going to play a role with bloating, but bloating also could be gut health issues. And gut health and hormones do go hand in hand. In our gut, we have a whole environment, neighborhood, I like to call it, of bacteria. And those bacteria actually play a very big role in a lot of functions in our body. They play a role in our energy, in our metabolism, in our brain health, in our mood, also a big one, and our sleep. So that is how our gut health can directly impact our hormones and vice versa. So another thing to pay attention would be those bowel movements, bloating, see if you're having a worsening of those symptoms at a certain time of the month. If it's pretty consistent throughout the month for any of these symptoms, then we know, things are probably a little more advanced and we need to be working through a step-by-step process in more detail and really addressing the inflammation, addressing gut health, addressing nutrients. So when I say nutrients, I'm not just talking carbs, fats, calories. A lot of times when we think of food and diet, we're thinking of just that. Food is calories. First of all, people kind of think food is calories. Food is carbs, stay away, or food is fat, that's too high of fat, or protein. It's so much more than that. So food is filled with instructions for our body, and that's why it is essential for our health. So think of food, I guess, as instructions for the body, and that's why it's so important to be eating whole foods, getting all these nutrients, because you need the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids, the antioxidants, all of those things for the functions in our body, especially our hormones. Um, so now I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, the process of healing. So, nutrient repletion, so getting the right nutrients in our body is definitely very important too. And then healing that gut and that microbiome. And then we can work on hormone balance. So it almost feels weird that I'm like, hormones are a huge issue for you, but we need to work on X, Y, and Z before we get there. And the reason is because those hormones are so sensitive and they're affected by all of those things. They're affected by stress. They're affected by your environment, your diet, your activity, all of those things. So something that hormones can be the root cause, but they can also be something that we need to wait on to actually address, because they could balance back out depending on what's going on with the gut that we can heal, or inflammatory. So that's kind of the process that I like to work with people, and that's what I do one-on-one in my program. So 2 more symptoms here to go through as to pay attention as your hormones being out of balance. So another one is going to be mood swings. Now, mood swings, it's not going to be, going from 0 to 100 necessarily, but it could be being more irritable, being more anxious. I think anxiety is a huge one where people tend to just put that, try to ignore it. Like, I've just always kind of been an anxious person, or, I have an anti anxiety medication and I do just fine. But that's a sign. If you're on an antidepressant or on an anti anxiety, why is that? So it's not enough to just take the medication and subside the symptom. We need to dig deeper and figure out why are you having those symptoms, because the medication isn't going to heal anything. Same with birth control, because the next symptom you might identify with hormone imbalance right away would be heavy painful periods. So if your cycles are irregular or you're having heavy painful periods, that is definitely a sign of hormone imbalance. But with that, we want to really pay attention to um, not just our cycle. Now I forgot where I was going. Mood swings, anxiety. Oh, birth control medication. That's where I was going. So many women are on birth control, and they may not necessarily think of it as a medication, but it is. So if you were put on birth control for a reason, whether it was because of heavy painful periods, or maybe it was because of mood swings, depression, PMDD, which is depression with PMS, so pretty severe, or endometriosis, fibroids, irregular cycles. If there's a reason your doctor put you on birth control besides you just wanting to prevent pregnancy, this is something that we should be digging deeper, because birth control is not going to solve the issue either. Birth control just kind of covers it up. It pretty much is stopping the communication between your ovaries and your brain, so you're not producing the cyclical hormones that you normally would be in a cycle, but it does not solve the issue. So the bigger thing with birth control that I like women to know is that we can work together and be helping the body to decrease inflammation, to heal the gut, to support nutrient repletions, and balance hormones even while you're on birth control. Because birth control is actually pretty well known for depleting quite a few nutrients. There's a lot of the vitamin B's, we've got CoQ10, vitamin C, magnesium's another big one. And it just amazes me how many women are put on birth control, but they're not told, hey, this birth control is going to deplete these nutrients, so make sure you're supplementing to replenish those, because that is a huge issue that goes into play with birth control. But then it also is bringing in excess hormones. So as soon as we have that going on, we need to be supporting inflammation, gut health, and detox, because those hormones need to be properly excreted from the body, or else they're going to recycle back in. And that's where we can end up with a lot of issues and hormone imbalance, even while on birth control. So whether you're not on birth control or are on birth control, the program, the process of working together would be the same. We'd want to work on inflammation, we'd want to manage stress, heal the gut, balance hormones, and lose weight. So that is always, don't worry, that is always a goal. And I agree, it's a priority and something we should focus on. But weight loss, like I said earlier in the video, we need to think of weight as a symptom. Okay, weight is not the cause of everything. Weight is a symptom. And so your body is not going to release weight unless we have healed it and supporting it, and you kind of have built that trust with your body. Now it's going to let go and release weight, because weight to your body, this might be a weird analogy that you never heard before, but I kind of like it because it helps me. So think of weight, fat, that your body stores as a bank account. And your body doesn't want to use up that money, spend it freely unless it knows money is coming in. And that's that trust that you need to gain with your body. Because if you're in a high inflammatory state, or you have poor gut health, or you have nutrient depletions, your body does not see that as a comfortable place to be. And so it's going to preserve its fat stores, its bank account, until it feels like it's in a safe environment, that it can freely go because it knows that nutrients are coming in and everything's going to be fine and dandy. So that's, hopefully that makes sense. But that's how I want you to think of weight, because it's not the cause of everything else necessarily. It's most often, when I work with women, weight is a symptom, and it's often a symptom that's going to resolve on its own without you focusing solely on restricting your diet or exercise intensely to lose weight, because those things just don't work, because they're more stress on the body, and stress is so important that we get managed in order to heal heal the body and balance hormones. So if that resonated with you, comment below or let me know if you have questions about that, because it's something that I definitely work with a lot of my clients on, kind of adjusting their mindset. Like, I understand you want to lose weight, and I agree with you. I want you to lose weight too, but we're going to be focusing on XYZ first, and then let's pay attention to the weight. And like I shared earlier, I just had a client yesterday who, in our first 2 weeks, she's like, I've lost 4 pounds. And we weren't even, doing anything with calories or restricting food or adding exercise, anything like that. It was just, we're focusing on inflammation, and the weight came off. So it's kind of fun to help and to you to understand how the body works and how the body works with food, because I think our mindset over the years of kind of fighting our body with weight or pain or symptoms or food, like some people who eat food, they're like, I don't know how I'm going to feel afterward. Am I going to be bloated? Am I going to be constipated? Am I going to be in pain? Am I going to get a headache? All of those things build up this negative relationship with our body and food. And we start to think of food and our body as being against each other almost. Like, we need to restrict this to be able to feel better. So I want to really build that positive relationship back up so that you understand and you're able to really give your body that care and love, and also love food, because you should love food. We should be enjoying it. So that's kind of my spiel on that. So this is what I work with women every day with, to balance their hormones in order to get their energy back, in order to feel better, to get rid of these symptoms, and then to lose weight too and keep it off, because you didn't just restrict your calories to lose some weight. You changed your body and you changed your habits, and that's why it's lifelong. um, so I would love to hear from you. If comment below if you have any of these symptoms that you've been ignoring. So I'll go over them again. The first one we talked about was brain fog. And then we talked about really low energy. So needing 7 cups of coffee to get you through the day, or needing something, sugary or high carb in the afternoon to give you that energy. Then we also have the constipation and bloating. So what a lot of people might think is gut health related or food related could be hormones. Mood swings, and then heavy, painful periods as well. So these are all things that you should not be ignoring. These are all things that we can to help to fix and feel better. But there are also things that right now you can be tracking. So you can kind of get that information for yourself, so that when we do work together and meet, you're able to be like, okay, my mood swings really come on mid-cycle, or they come on right before your period. So it's kind of fun too to be able to track that and be able to know and see how your body is working throughout your cycle and how it's related to your hormones. So hopefully you learned from this. Let me know what you learned. Comment, share this video again, please. I appreciate all the shares, or tag a friend if you think that they would benefit from hearing this as well. So that is everything for today. Like I said, I do work with women one-on-one. And if you want to work with me and you like my vibe, feel free to reach out. You can send me a comment, or I also have an application that I can send to you to fill out, and then we can chat on the phone, kind of talk through your goals in more detail. So, all right, that was all for today, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care.